Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the MylesHighClubPodcast. I'm your host, Miles. This is episode number 67. And I hope you're all doing well. Listen, if you need some good news, 2 months until spring. I know it's cold. It's freezing cold out there. I'm seeing people having to de-ice their cars every morning. I'm seeing all the videos of people slipping and busting their arse on ice. Listen, just 2 more months and then it's spring. And I don't know, it depends on what side of the line you fall on. For me, I don't care at the minute. I'm stuck inside the house anyway. Like I work from home, so I don't really go anywhere anyway. We've avoided the S word, okay? I think we had S word, had a little bit of the S word last year towards the end. We've avoided the snow. Fingers crossed that doesn't come in. I'm also getting old. Like, it's obvious. We all know we're getting old. Like, every day you're getting old. But Sunday we had a football game. I had to referee the it was a shit show, but we won. Half the team didn't turn up on time. We probably had like a 5-10 minute warm up, and this is the key bit to my story. We had like a 5-10 minute warm up. We had no ref, so I had to ref the first half for the game, and then the second half I played and one of their players refed. And man, it must have been 5-10 minutes from the end. Beautiful ball through by Tom. I'm chasing it down thinking I'm Usain Bolt, and I felt a little twinge in my right hamstring, and I was like, keep running. Kept running. Let a shot off. I say a shot. It didn't go the way I planned for it to go, and that's all I'll say about the shot. It just didn't go the way I planned for it to go. And then I felt it. Pulled the muscle in my hamstring. I've been limping around. Well, I was limping around until I got home. And let me tell you this, from when I got home at like Sunday 1 o'clock to maybe Tuesday evening, I have been sat on the sofa with one leg up, elevated on a pillow, with an ice pack underneath my thigh. Just rendered useless. Rendered completely and utterly useless. And the worst thing you can be when you've got a toddler in the house is useless. And it's happened to me twice now. The first time my baby was she a year old? She might have been around. She might have been just under a year actually. Yeah, it was part of the first lockdown. She was only a few months old. Fell off my bike, fractured my elbow. The missus still had to go to work because it was just me at home by myself with one arm trying to look after a human baby, and it was, oh man, it was not fun. And same again. She's potty trained now. We're trying to get her off the potty and onto the toilet. So whenever she's like, I need a wee, I'm like, just go in your potty. She's like, no, big girl toilet. I'm like, listen. The way I'm feeling, I'm not hobbling behind you up the stairs. No, go wee in your potty. But that's that. We'll do a parent talk, all the joys and the ups and downs of being a parent. Like, there's not that many downs to being a parent. Okay, the difference is, this is what I'll say. There's more ups to being a parent than downs. The downs are just so big. When there's a down, it's a big down. Okay. And then what else has happened? Oh yeah, my partner for the second time now has tested positive for COVID. So we're all under a 10-day. They keep changing the rules so much. We're under a 10-day isolation. And you can tell people, like, even though it's meant to be a pandemic, you can tell people don't care. Because she texted her boss and was like, yo, I've done a lateral flow test this morning, tested positive. Done another lateral flow test just to make sure, tested positive. They're like, oh, go and get a PCR. She's like, if you look at the government website, you don't need to get a PCR. Why? Because too many people are going to get PCRs from these fucking false testing things. But whatever. So she had a PCR yesterday. Came back this morning positive. So she definitely has COVID. We're both unvaccinated. So that's 10 days off. I knew there was a benefit to being unvaccinated. I mean, it's 10 days of... I say 10 days off. It's 10 days of self-isolating. She's got 10 days off because she can't go into work. I work from home, so... self-isolation or not, literally nothing changes for me. The only thing that's changed is I was meant to go down south yesterday for some filming to produce a video that I'd scripted together. Couldn't do that. I was meant to be going down again this weekend, and I can't do that either. So I suppose that's a good thing. I don't have to travel. I don't have to work away on a weekend. I can just stay at home. Also means I have to miss the football game this Sunday, and it's a big game, but you know, what can you do about it? But let's jump straight into our topics. I've already said I hope you lot are well. Whether you replied or not is a different question. But Should we start with some sad / shocking news? I don't actually have any numbers of deaths, but I imagine a lot of people have died. Prayers and thoughts go out to everybody and the nation, the nation of Tonga and all of its people. So I think it was, the day I'm recording, it was like 4 or 5 days ago. I was confused as to what was happening, because the first thing I saw was there was a tsunami. I was like, oh shit. I remember the tsunami that happened before. That was they turned it into a movie and everything. So in Tonga, or just off the coast of Tonga, there was an underwater volcano eruption. Didn't realise there were underwater volcanoes. That's new to me. I thought they would have been called something else, but no, it's an underwater volcano. So an underwater volcano erupted. That then set off a chain reaction which led to a tsunami. So hold on, what does it? Yeah, massive volcanic eruption and tsunami in Tonga caused catastrophic damage, with homes destroyed and many communities covered by a thick layer of ash. Apparently, I think it was the eruption cut off the whole place's internet, cut off phone lines. So just when you think things can't get any worse, they had no phone lines, they had no internet. Which means not only can they not... First of all, not only can you can't reach to the outside world and be like, we need some help here, shit's gone left. You can't even ring your local police. You can't ring your family to make sure. I don't know if this... I'm trying to see information. I don't know if it took over the whole of Tonga. I don't know how big Tonga is. I know it's small. It says the port in the capital... I'm not even going to attempt. Nakuru or Nakulu-Ofola. Any Tongan people, I apologise if I got that wrong, on the main island of Tonga Tapu has been severely damaged, with many buildings near the waterfront completely flattened. There's a picture as well, though. There's a satellite picture that shows you what it looked like in the 29th of December last year, and then what it looked like on the 18th, just after everything happened. And yeah, there is just ash. It's just ash and thick ash everywhere. Oh, it's poor. Jesus. I hadn't seen this before. There's on a website that they've literally got like a little slider so you can see what it looked like before and see what it looked like after. And man, Tonga looks like it's in a bag way. So yeah, thoughts go out to everyone in Tonga. Another report, they not made me think of this. I didn't get the information down, but a report came up somewhere, and I'm trying to remember where this report came up, but it basically said that there was a 60-something-year-old disabled Tongan man got washed out by the tsunami. He survived. He stayed afloat and survived for 24 hours. How? God knows. Here you go. Disabled Tongan man swept away by tsunami, stayed afloat for 24 hours. Apparently, he's become the first to emerge from the island nation 5 days after communications were cut off from the rest of the world. He said he swam from his island, Atata, and 2 other uninhabited islands to reach the main island of Tonga Tapu, nearly 13 kilometers away. Listen, I don't care. I don't know. I don't care. I don't know what kind of disability that guy's got, but he deserves some sort of award, because I'm a fully abled person, and I know adrenaline and shit different kicks in when your life's on the line, but let me tell you now, 13 kilometers. I don't think I can run 13 kilometers without having to stop for a break, never mind trying to swim that far. I remember. Reminds me of a time. Where did we all go? We all went Malia. Yeah, it was Malia. We all went Malia. It was like 10 of us all went Malia. Ages ago now, when it was 18, 19, 20-year-old, around that age. And we were all... Was it Malia or Napa? It was Napa. Oh, I'm forgetting there. I think it was Napa. I'm going to stick with Napa. And we were basically all on the beach. It was I think it was our last day, or one of our last days was all on the beach. And way, way out in the ocean, you could see one of those buoys. Now, I don't know why someone thought it would be a good idea to swim out as far as possible to touch that buoy. But for some reason, everyone attempted it. Let me tell you this. I may have got 50 meters into the ocean, and that might be an exaggeration. I remember walking out and then swimming so far and being like, you know what? I'm not going to make it. The most that's going to happen, the best case scenario is I get halfway, then drown. I turned my ass around. My one boy who expected, he's a Marine, and I do believe he was a Marine at the time, he swam all the way out. Now, if you've ever been to the beach, no matter what country you are, if you've ever been to the beach and you've seen how far out those buoys are, you know that's a distance. He swam out there. Rory, my other boy, Con, who's a DJ. I don't know what DJing and swimming. Maybe it's the the shoulders and the arm work of the buttons. As you can tell, I'm not a DJ. Whether this is a accurate representation of how DJs DJ, I don't know. But them two, I think they're like brothers. They're not brothers, but they're like brothers. So I think that competitive sibling rivalry just kicked out in them. And they both just swam out to the buoy, and when they got there, the first thing I thought was, shit, they made it. Second thing I thought was, there was no one around. They start to drown. That's it. They drown. I'm not going to pretend like I can swim out there and save them. Even if I can swim out there, by the time I get out there, I'm fucked. I'm not making it back. I don't know how you think I'm making it back. Trying to drag bodies back over. That was a long way of saying, well done to this disabled man for staying afloat for 24 hours. Just well done, because yeah, that's not me. What else has happened in the news? Manchester, what's going on? If anyone from Manchester is listening, can you please just message me and let me know if everything's okay in Manchester? The one story that I've seen, which I haven't done too much research on, I will look into it, is about 2 British men arrested in connection with the Texas synagogue siege. So if you don't know anything about this, there was hold on, let me try and find the original story. So, officers from the Counter-Terrorism Policing Northwest are assisting U.S. authorities with their investigation into the siege of a Texas synagogue on Saturday, which saw 4 hostages held over 10 hours. Apparently, Manchester police said 2 teenagers have been arrested in connection with the Texas attack, but they've been released without charge. And then a British citizen, a British citizen, was named as the suspect, and he was shot dead during the siege. I saw a story come out saying that someone, the way people frame stories is ridiculous, but they were basically saying, the headline was something along the lines of, hostage taker shot dead by police while he was on the phone to his daughter or his children. Hey, listen, I'm all for humanity, okay? I'm all for humanity. But if you hold people hostage in some sort of terrorist attack and I have a shot, I don't care if you're on the phone to your daughter, your son, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your uncle. You could be FaceTiming them, WhatsApp calling them, Skyping them, Google Duoing them. I don't care how you are communicating with them. You are committing an act of terrorism, and I have a clean shot. That was the sound of as you can tell, I'm not a shooter. That was the sound of my clip. You know that ping that it makes on Call of Duty when you get a headshot? That's exactly what you're hearing. I don't give a fuck who you're on the phone to. Let go of the hostages and go about your business. Well, once you took hostages, I suppose that's it. And again, this is why I don't commit crimes. I think about them. I'm human. I think about committing crimes possibly on a daily basis. Not violent crimes. It's very rare, unless I've got road rage, that I think about violent crimes. Majority of the time, I'm always trying to think about how can I pull off a fraud or a scam or a bank heist. Anything that involves me getting money with instant money, like hitting a lick. I'm always plotting. But then shit like this, like, how did they link? Again, he was a British citizen, I get that. But the fact that they linked him all the way back to the UK, to Manchester, and have arrested 2 people already. This is why I avoid these crimes, because I'm not good enough to get away with it. Listen, I've watched, you name it, I've watched it. CSI Miami, whatever other CSIs they are, NCIS or NCSI, whatever that one's called, Bones, Criminal Minds, all of them. I've watched all the crime programs, and I've watched all the documentaries, and I've watched How to Get Away with Murder, and to this day and age, I still don't think I would successfully get away with murder. So that was the one story that came out of Manchester. That was one story that came out of Manchester that had me like, ooh. So when I heard about it, I just Googled Manchester. And then as soon as I Googled Manchester, it popped up that over the weekend, I shouldn't call him a madman, because I swear the story mentioned that he's been diagnosed with schizophrenia. Whether that was before the incident or after the incident, I don't know. But the headline, smiling knifeman ran through Arndale wielding £1.50 kitchen knife before stabbing terrified shoppers at random. The only thing I can say that I can't guarantee is true is the £1.50 kitchen knives. Everything else, when you see the CCTV, he is smiling. There's bits of him walking out of the bathroom smiling. So, I was watching a video on this, not of the actual stabbings. The stabbings are covered up. I would say I'm not that sick. My friends are going to watch this back and be like, Miles, you liar. Some of the videos you send us. Hey, Live Leak is now closed, so I can't find those kind of videos anymore. So, it's the only kind of videos I get sent now on WhatsApp and nudes. Not from women. You know, like when, such and such nudes got leaked, and then all of a sudden you just get a folder to your phone. Don't deny it. It happens to all of us. Have a quick flick through, and delete it after. Yeah, so I seen a video for it. So the video shows you this is, I don't know who it is, some black guy. He walks into what looks like your typical hardware shop. It doesn't look like a big brand. It just looks like a hardware shop that's just covered in tools everywhere. He walks in, he walks up and down, picks up a knife, walks to the till, buys the knife, walks out the shop again. They sell knives, and he doesn't look like a kid, so I don't think you would have been very suspicious of him buying a knife. But there you go. Listen, I had trouble trying to buy kitchen knives off Amazon, which I think was a good thing. Like, I tried to buy kitchen knives off Amazon. There's a process, and they were like, you might have to show ID. I was like, I just want some knives. But again, I understand why they do that. So yeah, he walks into a shop, buys some knives, leaves the shop, heads straight to the Arndale Shopping Centre, which is a shopping centre. I think Arndale's the one that's in Manchester, and then Trafford Centre's the one that's sort of not so much in Manchester. But he heads into Arndale Centre, and then the video shows you he walks into a bathroom, and then the investigators over on are like, he walks into the bathroom. This is where he must unpackage the knife, because they found the packaging of the knife in a bin in the bathroom. Walks back out the bathroom. He's got it concealed. He's just smiling. And then you see different, again, I haven't seen the stabbings, but you see different bits of CCTV from around the Arndale Centre. And it's just him running. You just see him running, and then you see a bunch of people running around, and I haven't seen any of the stabbings, but according to this, he literally just runs up to people at random and attempts to stab them. Now, I do believe 5 people, there you go. So 5 people were stabbed. Thank God no one died. Yeah, no one had died. Manchester Crown Court heard today that the person who had been... he'd been diagnosed with schizophrenia, targeted victims at random, a man in his 50s, and a woman, 4 women aged between 19 and 49. One of the women allegedly was pushing a pushchair with her baby in there, so... talk about terrifying, all the situations you think you'd never get yourself into, you'd never expect... No, listen, depending on what area you live in, I wouldn't be surprised if I was in my local shopping centre and I saw someone running with a knife. That wouldn't surprise me. Well, it would probably catch me off guard, but I wouldn't be like, oh my God, I never thought I'd see the day. No, it's quite, especially in this day and age, it's quite understandable. I don't agree with it, but I can understand, or I don't necessarily understand it either, but I can imagine someone running through a shopping centre with a knife. Now, whether they're cutting through the shopping centre, whether they're running after someone in the shopping centre, whether they've done something outside and they're running inside to hide or get cover or dispose of the knife, whatever. That I can understand. But then for them to just start attacking random people. And again, you just have to think to yourself, like, 1 man, 4 women, anything could have happened. One woman was apparently saying that he kept making the knife motion to her, and she's like, I think it's because I had such a thick jacket and layers of clothes on that he only just got through to my skin. Like, he didn't actually the knife didn't get fully inserted into me. But Manchester, is everything okay? You've got links to terrorism of people holding hostages in Texas. You've got schizophrenias, not to take the piss or be insensitive. You've got people with schizophrenia running around, stabbing people at random in a shopping centre. Manchester, please just let me know everything is okay. What else was that? You hear what I just said? That proves I'm sympathetic. I was having a conversation with my girl the other day on about how sympathetic I am, and she was like, Miles, you are not sympathetic in the slightest. And I was like, rude. So I thought, no, let me send a message to some of my closest boys to try and find out if they think I'm sympathetic. I'm just going to play one message, and one message is pretty much going to sum up what all of my friends thought. So the question was, am I sympathetic? And this was the response I got.
I think...
Oh, hold on. This is the response I got.
I think no. No. Not overly sympathetic. No.
That was pretty much shared across my group of friends. They're my closest friends. They're the people that know me better than anyone else knows me. Actually, no. And then this was another one.
Jack's reply. Miles, I know you're sympathetic to your friends and stuff, but you're not very good at showing remorsefulness or something. So, like, say if someone's crying, you're like, there.
Yeah, here's my issue about people crying near me. I don't know what you want me to do. I don't know what you want me to do, and I never know what to say. Like, I feel like I'm one of these lucky people. This is not a brag. I've never lost. Let me touch all the wood in this place. I've never lost. Like, the closest family member to me that I've lost was my dad, and I was 3-4 years old. I don't really remember much, and at the time, probably wasn't too sure what was going on. Anyway, so I haven't lost any close family members to me. So when people are like, "Oh, I just lost such and such," I'm like, do I say sorry? But at the same time, I'm not sorry because I didn't do it. My condolences. I feel like that's something you don't say. I feel like that's something more that you write. Anything like that. So I never know what to say. I haven't got I've got a granddad who lives in London. He's lived in London my whole life. Growing up, I probably used to see him once or twice a year. More recent years, I couldn't tell you the last time I saw my granddad, actually. I need to go and see him. It's really bad. I need to go to London to see him. My mum goes down all the time. But I used to work on weekends, which is why I could never always make it. Both my nans died before I was born. Other granddad died before I was born. So when people have got explaining these close relationships they have with grandparents, I have no idea what that's like. I have no idea what it's like. I've never lost a family member to cancer, or I've never lost a close family member or an immediate family member to cancer or any serious disease. So when people come up to me with all these issues, I never know what to say. I will stand/sit there. I will listen to you. If you just want to get things off your chest, hey, go for it. But if you're looking for words of wisdom or anything to be said to make it better, the only thing I could possibly say to make something better is, you want to smoke? You want to smoke a spliff? You want to get some food? I don't mean to be insensitive or show lack of remorse. I've just never been through it, so I don't know how to handle myself in those situations. I've been in situations where, I won't say names, I've had friends break down crying in front of me, and I'm just like, don't know what to do. Yes, I feel bad. Yes, I feel sorry for them. But again, all I know how to say is, sorry. Like, when you tell someone it's gonna get better, like if someone pops up to you and is like, "Oh, such and such, I've just lost such and such." Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things are gonna get brighter. See, I can't even be serious in this moment. I don't know. I'm one of those people, I'm just inept at being able to convey emotion, especially when I have no idea how it comes across. It's like I've said before, this is one of my pet peeves, but I don't say anything about it, and I'm not going to use any specific people as an example, because you see it all the time. You know, like when someone dies, like a baby dies or something, and then people just start documenting the whole death all over social media. And I'm just like, why? I get it. I get some people do it to raise awareness for certain things. I'm just like, but why? Like, why would you choose? Listen, if anything happens to my family, best believe I'm going to deal with it in-house. You're either going to see no posts on social media, or my social media is going to look like normal. I'm not putting shit all over my social, because then what happens is you put it all over your social media, and then a year down the line, you get that, this is what you posted last year, and you're like, oh, fucking hell, all the feelings come back. You're there trying to deal with it. You've got strangers and people popping up all over, sending you messages. And again, this is just me. I'd be looking at some messages like, yeah, I don't even know who you are. How do I know you're not taking the... No, I can... Just me. It's just me, okay? I can't take you seriously when I see you on social media, dolled up, your hair and makeup done, looking on point, teary-eyed, crying into a camera, talking about, yo, we've set up a GoFundMe, or we've set up this, or if anyone can help. I don't get it, okay? I just don't get it. But let's move on from that. I don't know how I started talking about Manchester and ended up on people. Miles, just leave it. Moving on to the next topic. Okay, a few of them. These have all been a few down topics. Okay, there was death involved in that. This next one, death is involved. It's the most Russian story. Well, probably not the most Russian story ever, but here's the title. Russian father who was suspected of stabbing paedophile friend to death after discovering he raped his daughter of 6 will not be charged with murder. That is a ridiculous story. So, how the story goes is 2 Russian guys, best of friends. I think they went out one night or went in one night and were drinking together. They went out for drinks and were drinking together. During this event of them drinking with each other, the Russian father somehow saw his friend's phone or got his friend's phone and found evidence on his friend's phone of his friend sexually assaulting his 6-year-old daughter. I don't know what's more messed up. I know. I think it's equally, like, 1, you sexually assaulted a 6-year-old. 2, you sexually assaulted your best friend's daughter, who is 6. It's just, the story, it's fucking horrible. And then to top it all off, I don't even want to know what evidence was found on that phone. But he found evidence, okay? You guys can use your imagination if you want to. I'm not getting into that. But basically, he found evidence on his friend's phone. The story doesn't actually plot out the timeline. It doesn't seem like shit happened right there. But what happened, or from the report, is the Russian father then organised something with his friend to meet him somewhere. Basically, took him to some woods, made his friend dig his own grave, and then proceeded to stab him to death and left him to die in that grave. Well, I would like to convince you all, he did die. Now, he was originally... So the 34-year-old attacked his former friend last year. He attacked him after learning he had sexually abused his daughter. He killed the paedophile after seeing graphic evidence on his friend's phone. The former rocket factory engineer was arrested for murder, but will not be convicted of murder. He now faces prosecution for inciting the guy to commit suicide. The guy's body was found in a shallow grave he appeared to have dug himself. If I find graphic evidence on your phone that you raped my 6-year-old daughter, murder is no longer illegal. Not much else there's not much else to say to that story. If you, as a law-abiding citizen, you are asking so much. No, not even so much. You're asking too much of someone. You're asking too much of me. To see graphic evidence in someone's phone of them doing something to my child, my daughter, who's 6 years old. The person that's done it is there. They are within touching distance. You are asking too much of me as a man. You're asking too much of me as a parent. You're asking too much of me as a human being to see this happen to my daughter and not do anything and think, let me take this evidence to the authorities so they can sort it out. You are out of your goddamn mind. The fact that this guy had the wherewithal to take him somewhere to make him dig his own grave and then kill him, that should be applauded for that. On-site has never meant on-site more than it means now. Immediately, as soon as I see it, immediate cause and effect is happening in whatever the facility is. I don't care where we are. It is happening right there. He could be looking at me. He could have his back to me. He could be in the bathroom. He could be buying drinks. He could be... It doesn't matter what you are doing. As soon as I see that evidence, it is go time. And I'm carrying out justice. Now, Fair play. It says here, it came after the Russian father found sickening footage on his friend's mobile phone which appeared to show his daughter being forced by the guy to perform a sexual act on him. Originally, he faced trial for murder, but sources close to the case say the murder charge has been dropped in a landmark decision. Apparently, people all over Russia and his town were coming forward, and there was a petition signed to get him off the murder charge, which, again, I don't know if you guys... Hold on a minute. You guys that are listening will be able to see it, but I'm showing... I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it. There was literally a picture of them two, best friends, arm around each other, drinking in a pub. Not from that night, from a completely different night. Again, locals from the village in Russia's southern west region said he should be acquitted and spared jail. There's literally, they've literally got pictures here. He was found near the village in a grave. Prosecutors believe he was forced to dig himself. I can see why he got found. It's not the most convincing grave. It's very shallow. But again, oh man, right, I'm not reading the rest of it because there's a lot of detail. I'm not reading the rest of that. Yo, Russian father, you did what any dad would have done and should have done there. And then there are some acts of crime. I think we spoke about this before, but there are some acts of crime that there is, I don't know, like going to the police is not just like going to the police. There is no justice in going to the police for a lot of acts. Well, not a lot of acts, for some acts. Seeing someone forced to my 6-year-old daughter, I don't want to see them arrested. Their life needs to end immediately, preferably at my hands. Okay? And that's all we will say on that. What should we talk about now? Should we talk about the shit show that is the UK? Yeah, let's talk about the shit show that I say shit show. It's like a circus. It's more of a circus. But let's see what's been going on. I think there was another announcement made yesterday. Self-isolation rules will be scrapped in March if the data supports it, says Sajid Javid. Some Plan B restrictions in England will be lifted today. The number of people deciding to study nursing boosted by the pandemic. All this stuff, that's not the good stuff that we want to get into. So, I'm trying to find... the link I had, it's one of these live links. So the link I had literally had everything, all the bits of information that I needed to know. And now it's all literally changed because it's giving me flipping hourly updates. Basically, what's been said is... something's from today and something's from next week, Thursday. And I don't remember what it is. I won't put dates on it. But they've now said... they are dropping the Plan B measures. So everyone that was advised to work from home, that advisory is going to be dropped or has been dropped. You're no longer expected to wear masks in public places or on public transport unless you're on the TfL. So unless you're on public transport in London, you're not legally required to wear masks. I think Sajid, he said something like, you won't be legally required to wear masks, but we're hoping, I don't know why you're hoping that people have common sense, but we're hoping that people use their common sense. And if you're in a large area with a large amount of people, that you wear masks. You won't be legally required to, but now they're saying you should still wear masks. What else did they say? Oh, this was another one that I nearly skipped over as well. They might, again, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you know what I like to do? I like to let you guys know aware of some of the news that you might want to pay attention to, just in case it becomes true. They're saying they might start charging for the lateral flow tests. So if you don't know what the lateral flow tests are, they are the ones where, I think at the moment still, yes, if you go into like your local pharmacy or somewhere and you say, I need some COVID tests, they'll just give you a box of usually like 3 or 7 lateral flow tests in there. The long stick thing, back of your throat, nose, or sometimes they've got just the nasal ones now. You put it in that little thing, swill it around, put the lid on it, get your little COVID thing, put the drops on there, and then 1 line means you're negative, 2 line means you're positive. Allegedly, they are going to start charging for those. So, it said, the headline was, UK to start charging for lateral flow tests from end of June, report says. Now, again, people did come out and say, it's not a guaranteed thing. But it's something that, again, if the report on it, which means people are talking about it somewhere, which means it could happen. So you heard it here first. Around the summertime, in the UK, they may start charging for lateral flow tests. And the one question that's probably on everyone's mind is probably the same thing that was on my mind. How much are they going to be? Well, the report, again, they've got nothing confirmed. They're just saying from reports, it's possible that these lateral flow tests will be charged at £30 a pack. Don't know how many is going to be in the pack. It might be 7 like the normal packs, but apparently, allegedly, they're going to be start charging £30 a pack. And I know what you're thinking. Have they not made enough money off this pandemic? I don't know the numbers. Okay? I saw Bill Gates leave Microsoft to focus on his pharmaceutical company, and then I saw his stock interest went up. Who knows? Plenty of people have been turned into millionaires over this pandemic. Why not? Why not make even more millionaires? Let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my research and try and find out if I can invest in some of these lateral flow tests when they go on sale. Make myself a nice little buck. But there you go. I told my mum. Mum was like, we got about 10 boxes at work. I said, Mum, you better take those boxes home and then tell work they need to order more boxes and just keep doing it that way. And then I said to her, give me some boxes and then I can sell them on eBay. Sell them on eBay for the low, undercut the government, come in with that good low price of 50% off. Come on, you can't argue with that. Can't argue with it. What else is happening in this shit show? Boris. Everyone wants Boris to quit, okay? All the Tories have got no faith in Boris. They think Boris should stand down. Apparently there was a Tory person that left the Tory party and became a Labour person, and Labour and the Conservatives. Every other party's looking at Boris and just like, yo, you haven't got a fucking idea what's going on. You clearly haven't got a clue what's going on. You shouldn't be running the country. You're doing a crappy job at it. And then all the Tories are looking at Boris like, yo, Boris, do you know what you're doing? Because it doesn't seem like we're not very confident in what you are doing. And then to make things even worse, better, I don't know. There's political jargon that has came up. One of them being Operation Save Big Dog. And I was thinking, what the fuck is Operation Save Big Dog? So, allegedly, Boris Johnson drew up plans for other people to quit over Partygate so that he can keep his job. First of all, what? So let me just say this again. Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister, has drew up plans for other people to quit their job over the whole Partygate incident of the parties during COVID times so that he can keep his job. The person that denied being warned about the wine party, the person that lied about having knowledge of these parties, the person that lied and said he thought all these parties were work events, the person that's been at a lot of these parties drinking and celebrating, he drew up plans for other people to quit so that he can keep his job. Number 10 declined to comment on the plan, but a spokesperson said they absolutely do not recognise its informal name, Operation Save Big Dog. So Boris Johnson sees himself as the big dog, and he drew up plans and allegedly named them Operation Save Big Dog. What else happened? Operation Red Meat. Operation Red Meat is the suite of policies being set out by ministers underpinning the mission. By offering red meat to Tory MPs, the thinking is they can be distracted from the Downing Street party allegations and dissuaded from attempting a coup. So again, another plan to basically distract. So basically what they're trying to do is put out a bunch of policies to distract the Tories, to stop them rising up against Boris and saying, get the fuck out of here, you've done a terrible job. Operation Dog's Dinner and Operation Dead Meat. Some Tory MPs were not impressed with the MOD, Ministry of Defence, taking over command of the channel, warning the Royal Navy will be operating as a taxi service for migrants. This isn't Operation Red Meat, it's Operation Dog's Dinner. Our government is falling apart, guys. They all hate each other. None of them trust each other. No one's confident in each other. No one seems to have a plan moving forward. Well, welcome to the UK. Why all the immigrants want to come here? Go somewhere else in Europe. Go like Sweden or Switzerland. I don't even know if they're on the water. So I don't actually know if you can go directly to them, which is probably why everyone's coming to the UK. But life in the UK is not all that it's cracked up to be. Just let me put it out there. Again, I am someone talking from a very privileged place. Like, I understand I'm a homeowner. I have a house. I have a good paying job. Bills are paid on time every month. Fridge cupboards are full. Well, I say full. We're getting our food delivered today, so they will be full again. Heating, you guys can't even see it. I'm literally sat here spread eagle with a radiator right between my legs. So I understand how privileged I sound talking to immigrants about, it's not cracked up. The UK is not as cracked up as what it appears to be. Yes, I know it's probably a million times better than your war-torn country. Okay, I get it. I'm just saying, there are other countries slightly better aspects to offer than England or the UK. But let's move off the shit show. Jump onto my favourite topic. What's on the box? The weekly weekly segment where I talk about my favourite TV shows and movies that I have watched over the past week. Before I do that, I could have Googled this and maybe I could have got an answer for it. If you are like me, you may or may not, but you may spend a lot of your time watching Netflix, Amazon Prime, YouTube Originals, Disney Plus, Hulu. You spend a lot of your time watching streaming services. I think the one thing, unless you're on Netflix, depending on what, I didn't even realise this because I don't have Netflix, I use my friends. I didn't even realise that on Netflix, if you go for the bottom package, you don't even get 1080p or 4K content. It's all 720. Still HD, but it's all standard HD. It's not full HD. But if you're like me and you live your life watching nothing but streamed shows, you'll forget that TV, like your standard TV, Virgin, Sky, Freeview, like that shit is not HD. In 2022, standard TV is not HD. Like if you're watching EastEnders on BBC One, that shit is blurry. Again, only reason it popped into my head is what happened. I think I was watching TV and the dog jumped and hit the remote and Virgin came on and I was like, oh. And I looked at the TV and I was like, why does this look so shitty? So I went on TV Guide, and they've got things like E4 HD, ITV2 HD, and because I was flicking through the guide and I just stopped to think, why isn't TV HD as normal? Like, how is TV still so popular, but it's not HD? And then furthermore, who is out here just watching non-HD TV? I know I sound bougie, okay, I know, but like I said, if you're like me and you spend 100% of your time watching streaming services, 90% of everything you watch is HD. Even more so, a lot of it is now 4K. So the quality is there. I brought a fucking expensive TV to make sure I can get as much bang for my buck as possible. I want to see all the detail. And then you flick on TV and it's just... it was just a thought I had in my head. It's just, why isn't TV HD? There's probably a reason. There might be a very good reason to it.
Motion detected at the front door.
Thank you for that, Alexa. There might be a very good reason as to why TV is not in HD. I don't know what that is. What have we watched? Oh, Disney Plus. National Geographic. Disney Plus, National Geographic. Is it Welcome to Earth with Will Smith? You know what it was? I saw Welcome to Earth with Will Smith. I seen it advertised. It came out last year. It's not new this year. It came out last year, I believe. I seen it advertised, and for some reason, in the back of my head, it's called Welcome to Earth. 6 episodes. For some reason, in the back of my head, I just thought to myself, is this going to be a program about Earth? Or is it going to be more of a vanity project where Will Smith goes to these beautiful places, but the camera stays focused on him, and it's just him talking and videos of him walking around? I don't know why I assumed that, but that's what I assumed. And again, I think it's because I saw things like Will Smith doesn't like being in movies if he's not the main part. So like apparently Will Smith had the chance to be in Neo in the Matrix, but apparently because Neo wasn't, or he didn't think Neo was like the standout, the main character, he didn't want it. This is all Hollywood rumors. I can't guarantee if this is true or not. So I just thought, Will Smith's going to be in a program called Welcome to Earth. He's not going to take the David Attenborough approach where he's rarely on camera and it's just a voiceover every now and again. But to my surprise, It was really good. Listen, if you're into animals, nature, science, planet Earth, traveling, adventure, anything like that, if you're into any of those 6 categories that I've just went through, go and watch Welcome to Earth. It's really good. If you can get over Will Smith laughing every 15 seconds, it's fantastic. Some of the places he goes to, amazing. The science, like, you learn shit. It's like, I'm about to say you learn shit, and then I'm about to explain. Basically, the woman was explaining how you've got the colours of the rainbow, and that the last colour in the rainbow is like indigo/blue, which is why when you go so far down into the ocean, everything looks blue, because it's like the last colour in the colour spectrum. I was doing work while I was watching this episode, so I might not be getting it all correct. But Will Smith is like she says, look down at your shirt, and Will Smith looks down at his shirt, and his shirt looks blue, everything looks blue. And he's like, I kept wondering why at the start, before we came here, like, the producers kept begging me to wear a red shirt. He's like, they were begging me to wear, like, they near enough forced me to wear this red shirt. He's like, it makes sense now. And they go so far down, like, they're shining a light on this fish. And he's like, yo, it's rainbow colours. And the woman's like, no, it's not. And Will's like, what do you mean? He's like, light doesn't come down here. Like, light is never down here. Other fish don't see what we're seeing now because they don't have any light. So that light reflecting off them, creating all that light, that's only being shown because of the light. And listen, it's fantastic. Go and watch it. There's an episode. Listen, there's an episode where they're on about smells, and they're on about when the smell of cut grass, and when we smell cut grass, to us it means summer, but to like birds, when birds smell cut grass, to them it means dinner, because when an insect bites into grass, it releases a scent. And I was so interested. Again, if you're into like the David Attenborough animal programs, I suggest go and watch Welcome to Earth. 6 episodes. Each episode is roughly 40 minutes. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. 35 to 40 minutes. And listen, it's just so good. Go and watch Welcome to Earth. Another show that I've been watching. They tried to stop me, okay? Well, I can't prove they tried to stop me, but in my head, they tried to stop me. Peacemaker. So if you saw James Gunn's Suicide Squad, yeah, James Gunn's Suicide Squad, the newest Suicide Squad that came out last year with Margot Robbie, but also Idris Elba, John Cena. I feel like they're the biggest names. Idris Elba, John Cena. They're the 2 main people in it. John Cena plays Peacekeeper. I've ran down the movie before. Peacekeeper, a building falls on top of him. End credit scene shows Peacekeeper in hospital recovering with 2 agents who think they're being punished by Waller looking after him. He got his own TV series. He had his own TV series greenlit and recording before the Suicide Squad had even dropped. Like, I heard about the Peacemaker TV show before they'd even released the Suicide Squad movie. So they had faith in both the Suicide Squad and John Cena's ability to play Peacemaker. So, Peacemaker dropped on HBO Max in the US. They dropped. I've never seen someone do this before, but they dropped the first 3 episodes all in one, just bang, bang, bang. Dropped the first 3 episodes. I saw, was it WandaVision dropped the first 2 episodes. I've seen some streaming places, they'll drop 2 episodes and then they go weekly. They dropped 3. I can't remember how many series it's meant to be. They just dropped 3 episodes. Bang, bang, bang. Unfortunately, they are not available in the UK. I read an article about it saying he keeps getting asked. He has no idea. He can't. He's like, I don't know when it's going to come to the UK. It's like, I don't have a date to say it's coming to the UK on this day. I apologise. So if you're in the UK and you don't know how, unfortunately, you won't be able to watch it. However, I know how. I am my own plug. Sorted myself out. I got all 3 episodes. And you know what? It's just a really fun TV show. Best way to put it. The action's dope. The comedy hits. It's one of those things where comedy is one of those things where if you put it in too much, you can get a bit eye rolling and but no, the comedy that I think anyway, the comedy they put in this, I think is some really good comedy. Without giving too much away, Peacemaker, basically after Suicide Squad happens, Peacemaker gets revived. He gets sent to prison for 4 years, and then he gets sent to prison, but because of his injuries, he goes into hospital, and then he comes out after 4 years. Now, instead of going back to jail, he gets given an option. You can either go back to jail, or you can work for us being whoever Waller and all them lot are. He obviously chooses to work for them. He chooses to work for them on something called, to help them with something called Project Butterfly. No one will tell John Cena's character what Project Butterfly is, but everyone knows what all the people that are in the know exactly what Project Butterfly is. I felt like a fucking idiot because someone downloaded all 3 episodes and got that excited, pressed play, didn't pay attention for the first 2 minutes. You know what annoys me the most? I rewound this TV show 3 times. 2 or 3 times I rewound it back to the start. And I kept looking away at the exact same moment, because it's only when I finished the episode and went to find the other episode that I realised I watched episode 3 first, then went back and watched episode 1 and episode 2. And it didn't ruin too much. Like, I knew what Project Butterfly was. I knew who some guy was. Like, I knew the outcome of certain things that when number 1. By the time when I realised what I'd done and watched the first episode and they were like, what's Project Butterfly? I was like, I know what Project Butterfly is. I knew who wasn't going to die or who was going to survive if I saw certain action scenes. Because I was like, well, I've seen you in episode 3. But no, I need to stop knocking this. The cast, dope cast. I think they all play their parts well. The comedy's good. The action's good. 3 episodes in. Can't wait to see more. I sound so surprised, but because it's DC and because I have such little faith in DC to produce great content, it's just like, I don't know what I'm saying. Like, what was the last best thing I watched? The last thing I would give praise to that was DC. Wonder Woman, the first one. Before that, the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy. Apart from that, I don't really have much positive things to say about DC, but you all know I'm a Marvel stan anyway. But that brings us to the end of another episode of the Miles High Club podcast. I hope you've all enjoyed today's episode. Again, if you've made it this far, I need to remember to do this at the start of the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe, and like. Help me beat these algorithms and get pushed out there into the world. Anything you like, drop a comment in the comment section. Duh. Until the next time, I've been Miles. You've been listening. Peace.